Assalamu alaikum, baraka babes. We in the flesh. So today's episode, do you want to introduce it?
Okay, so we're talking about something very special and very personal to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that we know for a fact it's not only us two that's going through this. We know y'all going through it too.
Especially during Ramadan.
Yeah, like, we want to talk about niqab. And if you're thinking about wearing niqab, you should really watch this video. And watch it to the end.
Watch it right now.
Hello. So I feel to start, we should talk about our niqab journeys and why we started wearing the hijab, what interests us with the hijab,
Mm-hmm.
so and so.
Okay. So, wait, you start or I start?
You can start.
Okay. Guys, this is like my, fourth or fifth time wearing the niqab?
Yeah.
Ever. Like, ever. And first of all, alhamdulillah, because honestly, I actually learned so much so far when it comes to... Yes, girl. With wearing the niqab. And not gonna lie, shout out to the niqabis for real, because... Like, I wouldn't say I'm a committed niqabi yet, but, you know, maybe one day, inshallah, I'll get there. One thing I learned, like, when we're out in public and you have to eat,
yeah,
and, like, you have to...
That be, like,
oh, my...
I don't know.
Guys,
I
first
don't
of
know
all,
how y'all do it, but
I'm a messy eater, first of all. I'm just going to say, I'm a messy eater. I love a lot of sauce in my food. I love eating a lot of, like, portions of food and stuff. So when I'm lifting the niqab, first of all, I can't even see anything because the niqab is not see-through. So when it's up in my eyes, I'm like, I don't even know where my fork is going.
Yeah.
And then I gotta shove it in my mouth, eat, and make sure I don't get stains everywhere. Oh my God, subhanAllah. You guys are strong. Y'all are strong. That's number one. Number two, in public, I'm not gonna lie. The other day, when I wore my niqab to school for the first time, I was on a train and there was a man sitting in front of me. Like, it was crowded. So, you know, I'm hovering over a man or whatever. And he looks up and he sees that I have the niqab on. He immediately says, you want to sit? Come, sit. I'm like, no, it's okay. He takes out his tasbih and he starts making zikr. I'm like, okay, so I'm inspiring the youth. He was like a grown, like probably like 40s, in his 40s or something. I'm like, this man definitely has daughters because that was crazy. But that was so cute. But, yeah, I don't know. Being a niqabi, like, you guys are so strong, mashallah.
May Allah reward you guys.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes in public I get a little scared.
Really?
Yeah, I get a little scared because, like, there'll be crazy people on the train, especially at night. And when I get on the train, they start tweaking. I'm like, are they tweaking because of me or are they tweaking because they're just, you know, crazy, period. But I don't be paying attention. I just walk to the other end of the car and I just sit there. I'm like, I don't want to be a target. But, nah. I don't know what made me decide to wear the niqab. I feel like I was thinking about it heavily for like the past, I wouldn't say year, maybe a little less than a year. But Ramadan is really what like solidified it for me, you know, because I feel like I'm entering my 20s. I'm becoming like a woman and I want to make sure that privacy is the number one thing that I have when I'm adulting. And I think part of that also includes protecting my beauty and just me as a whole, especially on the outside. And I feel like the niqab, it just kind of like called me. I didn't call it, it called me. And I think, that. Yeah, I think during this Ramadan, I'm like, why not just try? So that's what I'm doing. And not going to lie, alhamdulillah, I think I'm making a good decision.
May Allah make it easy, man.
I mean. But I really love it. I thought I would feel like I wouldn't like it. Not gonna lie.
Really? Why?
I don't know, because I've never seen myself wearing the niqab. And Freema could advocate for me on this. We used to have conversations about it all the time, and I would tell her, like, I don't think I'd ever see myself getting to a point where I would wear the niqab. And look at me now. Like, Allah always humbles me. Every time I say something like that, He always humbles me. So, you know. But I love it, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a question though. Like,
ask the question.
Okay, what do you think is stopping you from being consistent right now? I know you just started, but what do you think is like stopping you from being consistent? Let's be real here.
Be real?
Yeah.
Like vulnerable real?
Yeah. You know, we fucking said about I got babes.
Babes.
Yeah.
The baddies.
Oh.
Okay, I think number one, definitely my family.
Okay, yeah. And something that I feel like we should touch later to give an advice to. I know a lot of people have parents that don't want them to wear it. So we're basically in the same boat, guys.
Okay. So, yeah, well, that's basically majority of the reason. But also, I think one step at a time.
Yeah.
My wardrobe is not up to date for me to be a full-time niqabi. Like, I definitely need to buy more kimars, abayas, jilbabs, whatever it is. I don't think I have enough, and I would feel so bad if I were to wear like pants, like even if it's baggy, just baggy pants, baggy shirt, whatever, and I have a niqab on. I feel like I'm not gonna say defeats the whole purpose, but when I think of a niqabi, like a proper niqabi, I don't think of one wearing pants or whatever. And if you do that, I'm not judging you, wallah, I'm not. But I'd say for me, I would rather not do that. So I think that's something that's kind of putting me on hold for now. So I gotta update my wardrobe, y'all. But yeah, those are the two like reasons as to why I wouldn't say I'm committed yet.
Okay, maybe I'll make it easy, girl. No shade. I guess we'll turn the table to moi. What made okay? So I was a full time niqabi. I want to say, was it last year?
Yes.
Last year or the year before? One of those years. I was a full time niqabi.
No, 2024.
Yeah, 2024. I was a full time niqabi. I think it was like the beginning of fall semester. If literally, I feel like I just woke up one day and was like, let me just buy a niqab, and I just did it. And I feel like also around that time I was getting closer to a lot of like niqabi friends, like you know. So I was like, wait, like we always say, I feel like you're a product of your environment. If you're around a lot of niqabis, most likely you're gonna have the thoughts like, okay, put on niqab. But like I said, like kind of like what you said, I never thought one day I would be like, let me put it on. I thought like the hijab was enough, and hijab is enough. No shit. Like if you're girl, you're doing the big one. You know. I just thought like niqab was just like kind of like too much, a little extra. Like I was one of those. No shade. So when I was wearing the niqab in the beginning at first, I was like, oh my God, like I really love it. I like how being protected. I feel like also it brought me really closer to my deen. And I low-key feel like the main reason why I'm still wearing it today or why I chose to put it back on, I feel like when I'm not wearing the niqab, it's easier for me to like go to distractions. If that makes sense. I feel like now that I'm wearing the niqab, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about doing my makeup. I don't have to worry about looking cute before I leave. I don't have to worry about...
Oh, like tabarouge? Like
yeah, I don't have to worry about doing stuff like that. Like, I don't know. And also, I feel like also problems as well. I feel like also when you're niqabi, the bad side of it is that a lot of people just stay away from you. And that can also be a blessing and a sign of Allah. Like, I feel like what's meant for you is meant for you. But I feel like if you're a niqabi, they think you're closed in. And another stigma that they have with niqabi, they think you're married already. So obviously men don't just stare at you and like look at you. Yeah, people are going to stare because you're a niqabi and you're in the West and you're obviously covering your face, which is not normal. But I feel like a lot of that just gravitates away from you, which is kind of the purpose of why Allah even want us to wear the hijab anyways in the first place, to protect us. But I feel like if we're living in a world, it's nothing but fitna around us. Let's be real. I feel like the niqab was kind of that extra step for me to wear it. So, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I'm so much more focused about every single thing in my life when I'm wearing the niqab. I know I have to work, like focus on little minor things that I shouldn't have focused on in the first place. So then, I want to say the year, December 2024, I was going to Africa. My mom told me, not gonna lie, girl, don't wear that niqab. Like, yeah, and I also had a new job all the time. She said, not gonna lie, girl, don't wear that niqab. And for some reason, I was like, girl, why? She was like, just don't wear, like, people who wear the niqab, they're people who don't work and their husband pays for everything for them. I'm like, oh. At the time, I was like, okay, took it off. And the problem was when I took it off, it was really a struggle for me to put it back on because, you know, sometimes it was hot anyways. Because I was still wearing the hijab, it was hot anyways. I was working 9-hour shifts, and without the niqab, I was like, okay, like, there's no time for me to put it back on. Went to Africa for about 2-3 months or so. Didn't even bother putting on. Because also, I feel like my family over there, I kind of was fearing that I would be judged. Or people thought I was going to, like, religious psychosis, or I was just, like, crazy or something like that. Even though there's pretty much niqabis there themselves. But it's, like, nobody in my family. Probably, like, with 2 people who I can think of off my head wear the niqab. So they probably went, like, girl, like, you're way too young to be doing that. And I feel like also in Africa, they have a stigma where, like, you're too young to be religious, which is kind of so dumb to me. Because if you're born into a religion, what you mean you're too young to be
Clock
religious?
it.
You know?
Like, what?
What does that even mean?
That's something that I don't understand. Why are you telling someone because they're young, like, oh, you're doing too much, like, you're being too religious, like, you need to slow it down? Why?
And also, who's to say that even niqab is a sign or status of how religious you are?
Exactly.
No shade. But
and I feel you on the family thing. And, girl, not a single person in my family is a niqabi at all. Am I? Yeah. And a majority of them, I don't even think even wear the hijab either. So I feel like if I were to go back home with my niqab on, they would all look at me like, what are you doing?
What happened to this
child?
Like, you know?
Because even with hijab on, like, yeah, they would be like, oh, like, mashallah, you're wearing hijab, you're practicing, whatever. But I know for a fact if they see me with niqab, they're going to be like...
Like, hijab is like, the most for them.
Yeah.
Like, the icing on the cake for them.
First assumption is definitely going to be like, oh, are you married? Because I don't know why people think when a person puts on the niqab, it's automatically like, oh, we're married.
And okay, I do want to say, I really think it's because women like to say I'm wearing the niqab when I get married. Because they feel like... And I don't know why I like to, like... Not yeah, but yeah. I don't like. I like to like associate marriage and being the status of being married with niqab.
Mm-hmm.
Niqab is not for that reason.
Yeah,
Niqab is not
clock
like a
it.
marital status. Niqab is simply a choice that a Muslim woman wants to do just to protect herself for whatever reason why she does it. That's what niqab is.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my story.
Sorry for the intermission.
Did I want to say last Ramadan?
Yeah.
When I was with you, I put it on, but I put it on again. It's always Ramadan, no shades. Always when I want to put it back on.
Mm-hmm.
I put it back on, and I just, like, again, I just felt so focused. And I feel like that last Ramadan was one of my, I want to say second to best Ramadan, because I feel like it really was all about me. Like, I feel like when I'm doing Ramadan, I'm like, okay, we have our sisters, we have this and that, but I feel like I really tried to put myself first for every single thing, and I really focused. And alhamdulillah, that Ramadan was so peaceful. Like,
alhamdulillah.
Yeah. But, okay, this year, again, this Ramadan, I literally texted you, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna lie, why is it that every Ramadan I want to put the niqab back on?
Because that's how you truly feel, bro.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm going to say this episode, I'm going to say it again. I feel like during Ramadan, that's when you're at your purest form, like your most intentional form. And whatever it is that you want to do during Ramadan, that means you deeply want to do it. And that's why this Ramadan, when I had that heavy thought of, okay, just practice the niqab, in my head I knew, I want to do this. Like, I want to practice. So hopefully, inshallah, after Ramadan, I'm going to keep it up. And
that's the thing. Like,
I want to see how long I'm going to be able to keep it up. I'm not going to lie.
Girl, I feel like you're going to gag yourself.
You think so? Yeah, like, I honestly really enjoy wearing it. So, I don't know. We're going to see. Inshallah.
Down. So, yeah, I've been wearing it back again, I want to say, for like 2, 3, 4 weeks. But I feel like... Now, let's talk about the struggles kind of with me wearing the niqab. I feel like one thing I'm scared of is that I feel like people just gonna judge me for constantly taking it off. But then again, who's to say you put on niqab? Who's to say that you have to keep taking it off and put it on again? Who's to say that once you wear your niqab, you can't take it off again? As long as I'm wearing the hijab, I'm fine. That's sufficient enough in the eyes of Allah. Mm-hmm. But like, who's to say that? I feel like there's a stigma. I feel like once you wear the niqab, they feel like you can never take it off again. And when the first time I took it really off, I don't know why, I feel like it was...
Like, just give us a thumbs up.
I feel like I was going through it bad. Like, I feel like I was just feeling myself, and I was feeling Allah, like, subhanallah, like, I shouldn't even have thought that way, but I just feel like every niqabi I know, I've never seen them not take it off. So it's like in my head, I'm like, girl, like, what am I doing? Am I like not doing wearing the niqab? Am I not practicing the right way or what? But then again, I feel like the message I do when I put out there, is that, especially for you, because I feel like I know you're new to it, but I feel like if you ever feel like you want to take it off, don't ever feel bad for taking it off, because at the end of the day, if you're wearing the hijab, that's sufficient enough. The niqab is an add-on to your beauty.
Another thing too, I never set the intention in my heart that once I put it on, I'm never taking it off, or like I'm fully committed. This is me just practicing, and I don't think anyone should feel guilty for doing that, and I don't think anyone should put another sister down for doing that just because she takes the niqab off or she's not consistent with it. Like, who are you to tell her that she's wrong for that? You know, it's called practicing. Like, it's for a reason. And if you want to say that hijab is a journey, then niqab is also a journey as well. You're not going to just put it on and be permanently a niqabi, you know? As long as she takes it off and she still has her hijab on, what's the problem? You know what I mean? That's why, no shade in my opinion, like, if I take it off, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. That's between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has nothing to do with you. And if you got something to say, you can say what you want to say, but not gonna lie, it's not going to affect me and what I'm doing. Period, point blank, you know? And another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to niqab, like, I know a lot of girls, especially like in my school, when we talk in the prayer room, a lot of them used to be niqabis as well for like maybe like a year or two, especially when they go back home. But then when they come back to the States, it's like their parents are the ones telling them, like, don't wear your niqab anymore. And it's mainly for safety reasons, which I'm not gonna lie, I could understand, being that there's a lot of, you know, hate crimes that happen in America and New York as well. Like, I remember I heard a lot of things that were going on when it came to like Muslims and stuff and us being targeted or whatever. And, you know, obviously they're mainly going to target whoever they see looks like a Muslim. But I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, I get it, but I also don't think you should discourage your children when it comes to wearing niqab because of their safety. Like, no matter what, if I had a hijab on, or if I didn't have a hijab on, or if I had a niqab on, or if I didn't, whatever's written for me is going to happen, you know? If somebody were to shoot me one day, that was written for me, whether I had a niqab on or not. Like, you can't stop that. And honestly, if you're really into your deen, or if you have your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll believe in his protection all the time. And I feel like if your reasoning for not wanting to wear the niqab, or your child for your child to not wear the niqab, is dunya related, then not gonna lie, it's just not valid, in my opinion. I think it's just invalid. And I don't know, like, it makes me a bit sad when parents are the one who encourage their kids to not practice something that would most likely bring them closer to their deen, because there shouldn't be a reason for that. And like we said earlier, just because we're young doesn't mean that we shouldn't be practicing or trying our best to practice even more when it comes to our religion. Like, shouldn't we be doing that in our youth? I think that makes the most sense, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna get a little vulnerable. I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, I wear the niqab as soon as I sneak out of my house. Not sneak out of my house, but like once I leave my crib and I'm like in the staircase, I'll take out my phone camera, I'll put my niqab on, and then I'll leave the crib without my parents seeing me. And that's because, I don't know if you guys are familiar. If you're a newcomer, welcome. My mother, she's not Muslim, she's Christian, and she's very, very, very Christian. So like, I have no idea how she would react if she were to see me coming out the house in niqab. Like, I think she would
flip.
Yeah, she'll probably have a heart attack. No offense, mommy, if you ever watch this video, but I know, like, she'll probably have a heart attack. And then my father, I know he supports me with the hijab, but I feel like he would tell me to slow down and, you know, not wear the niqab yet, or just tell me like hijab is already enough. But I also don't want to make assumptions. I know my father has seen the photos of me in my niqab before, and he hasn't said anything. But again, you never know. Like, if I bring it up to him, I have no idea what he's going to say. And it kind of makes me sad because I don't want to feel uncomfortable when it comes to practicing my niqab journey. I want to be able to be in my house and get ready and put the niqab on before I leave my crib and come home with my parents seeing me in my niqab and accepting me and accepting my journey and, you know, what I'm practicing. I hate the fact that once I come home and I'm right in front of my doorstep, I take the niqab off and I put it in my pocket and I come upstairs like I had the hijab on the whole day. It just makes me sad. And I feel like if you're going through this as well, first of all, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easier on all of us. I mean, I feel your pain. It sucks. But like I said before, anything dunya related shouldn't stop you from doing what you want to do, especially if it's something that is bringing you closer to your deen and you have the purest intentions of it and you really want to practice it, go for it. I don't want to sit here and say, like, be sneaky around your parents, but not going to lie, that should not be an excuse for you to stop doing what you're doing, in my opinion. So, yeah. How do you feel about that?
I want to say two things. I want to touch on two things. The first thing I do want to say is that we also got to stop thinking everything's about us. I feel like, yes, I'm not trying to downplay hate crimes, because let's be real, New York City, yeah, it's crazy. But me personally, I never experienced anything like that, I'm going to be real. But I feel like...
A hate crime?
No.
Girl, yes, we did.
I don't really consider, but I feel that's like level one.
Guys, let me tell you.
He was on drugs.
Guys, it was some homeless man. We were walking. We were going to Crumble. And this is when you were in niqab. Like, this is when you were, like, committed niqab. And I just had my hijab. And some old homeless man looked at us. He had his shopping cart, whatever. And he, like, ran into us with his shopping cart. He gave us the middle finger and was cussing us out. And we were just looking at each other like, oh, my God, this is our first hate crime. And then, like, it was kind of funny.
I feel like I didn't really look at it like, okay, damn.
It was funny.
He was cracked out. So
no, he was mad, though. Like, he didn't attack nobody but us. And he was like, I hate Muslims. He gives the middle finger and everything. We were just like, oh, my God. That was during Ramadan, too, right?
Yeah.
That was funny, though. I'm not going to lie. But
yeah,
I know what you mean by, like, hate crime. Like,
I feel like if that's a reason enough for you to not want to practice anymore, not to do something... Not this is not niqab related, but like just for a hijab. I know some girls who don't want a hijab because they're scared of how they're gonna be perceived outside. Why are you so worried about how you're gonna be perceived outside, but not how you're gonna be perceived?
Yeah.
So, your Lord, I feel like if anything, you should be so humble, so scared, knowing that He literally sees you everywhere you're at. And I feel like you should also think like, oh, is this outfit good for me to go outside? But back to niqab though, I feel like yes, I'm not gonna lie. One thing that I was scared of wearing the niqab, I was like, cause not gonna lie, when I see niqabi. I think because I live around a lot of people, a lot of like my like neighbors for a lot of Muslims, so I'm used to seeing niqabis. But like at first, when I would see them, I would just look and like just go. It was normal to me because I'm Muslim. But now I'm trying to think in like a person, a non-Muslim perspective, they will keep looking. But a lot of people honestly just look over like curiosity. We need to stop dragging it and stop thinking it's this, that, and the third. It really don't be that. Like no shade. I feel like we kind of be dragging it. I'm not downplaying people who have experienced hate crimes. I'm not downplaying your experience.
No, if you've experienced it, then we're not talking about you. No shade.
But a lot of y'all be dragging it. Like no shade. And so what you were saying with the family, I know it makes me kind of think of like reverse people who have to pray in secret, people have to do this on the third in secret. I feel like you guys are honestly really really strong, and Allah sees you guys. And I feel like my advice that I would give with that is that honestly, I know in Islam you still obey your parents, but when it comes to deen wise and something that's like goes against the word of Allah, not saying that niqab is wajib, but in that case, you wearing the niqab is not gonna hurt you in any type of way in the eyes of Allah, like literally at all. So I feel like if you're obviously like your parents are gonna take a while for them to accept it, by all means, wait it out a little bit. Keep practicing, even if you're wearing it once a week, twice a week, every single day of the week. Wait it out a little bit. My advice will also too would to be talk to them. Like I know some of y'all already have pre-assumptions on how your parents will react, but I feel like okay, especially like in your case, I feel like if your mom seen you with hijab, and like even if it like I don't know how she reacted at first, but even if she didn't like it at first or anything, you're still wearing it now. She sees you with hijab. So who's to say that she wouldn't accept you wearing the niqab? I know we all have pre-assumption. We know our parents more than like I probably do, but I feel like eventually your parents should accept it.
The thing is, my mom is very vocal about how she feels when it comes to niqabs and burqas, especially with all the propaganda that they show in like countries like Afghanistan or Iran and stuff. Like, oh, these women are forced to cover up completely and but it's like, one, that's a political thing. In those countries, that's politics. Political, that's not the religion. No yeah shade. In our religion, like, we're not forced to wear niqab or burqa. It's just an obligation to wear the hijab, and I feel like in her mind she's so convinced that it's like such an oppressive thing, and she thinks it's like it ties to the religion itself, that if I try and explain to her like it doesn't work that way and whatever, she's not. I don't think my mom would,
But do you think it would get to the point where she'd be like, I'm gonna lie, take it off?
Say it again?
You think it would ever get to the point where she's like, I'm not gonna lie, take it off?
Yes. She
really?
Yes, Farima, yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's why I'm saying for my case personally, I know that she 9 times out of 10 she would not support like the niqab. The hijab, I think she's accepted the fact that I'm not going to take it off regardless of what she says to me, because it's already been 3 years and I'm still wearing it. But you can still see my face. I'm not wearing like a abaya 24/7, like you can still see my face, whatever, cool. With niqab, that's a whole different transition. And you can only see my eyes, like, so to her it's going to be like, what the heck are you doing, Like, she's preaching one thing about how it's sad, like poor women who have to wear the niqab, but then your daughter is doing the opposite of what you're preaching to other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for her, it won't be like okay, well, if I'm gonna get used to her wearing it for a whole year, it's gonna be a big thing. Like, she's gonna make it a problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So to me, like, yeah, I'm. When it comes to wearing hijab or niqab, whatever, I do whatever I want because it's modesty, Like, there's no problem with being modest. But...
And that's the thing. I know we all kind of want our parents' approval in certain things, but like I said, like, when we die, it's just going to be you and your deeds. So I feel like regardless what your parents say, as long as it's not disobeying Allah and the words of Allah, then, girl, by all means, do what you want to do. Even if you got to keep it a secret. I know how it feels mentally knowing that your parents won't be accepting of, like, a decision that's so close to you and close to your heart and what you want to do. But girl, if you gotta hide it to avoid problems, do that. No shade.
That's that. And not gonna lie, that's like no shade to my mama at all, because I feel like in her eyes it mainly is her way of trying to like protect me, which I understand, and it's coming out of love, and it's just something that you have to unlearn, being from another religion and most likely being taught through other people how they perceive the niqabs and burqas and what's going on the other side of the world, and etc. It's so easy to twist the words of what the media is telling us and actually educating yourselves on what exactly is going on in these countries and comparing like the politics and the culture with our like religion, like the Quran and everything. She just needs to unlearn that. And I just can't sit here and blame her for it. But at the same time, like, as her daughter, I want her to understand that I would never put myself in a position where I feel like I'm like oppressing myself. Does that make sense? Or limiting myself to certain things or being able to do this and that just because I'm wearing a niqab. Like, if I thought the niqab wasn't a good thing, I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make that decision.
There's nothing to her being able to trust her judgment.
Exactly.
Is putting you on a bad
and on top of that, I know my religion way better than she does because this is literally my religion. So I would know, like, you know what I mean? I would do my research and I would know. So it's more of a trust thing. Yes, like you said, you have to just trust me. But
may not make it easier.
I mean, it's just time will tell, and it's okay. It's sad, but honestly, like, alhamdulillah, it's part of my journey, and I'm fine with it. And I was gonna say to what we were talking about earlier, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it sucks sneaking around with your parents or whatever, and you should communicate with them, whatever. But in my opinion, I'd say if you have the opportunity or the days where you can wear the niqab, do it. Like, I'm sorry, but do it. If your parents are both at work already, you wake up, you're getting ready for school, put the niqab on and go to school, bro. Or if they're on vacation, wear the niqab. Like, take every opportunity that you can and wear the niqab, bro. Don't let nothing stop you, period.
And I do think the first step, the first step of it's kind of similar to the hijab. The first step I would say, honestly, just buy that niqab. Just buy the niqab. Even if you're not ready to wear it yet, just buy it. Because you never know that, like me, in my case, was so random. I bought it, didn't even wear it for like 2 weeks when I first got it. Remember, just put it on. Just buy the niqab. Allah, everything will work in Allah's way, Allah's time after that. That's my advice, to be honest. Yeah.
That's exactly what I did, too. One night, I was just sitting on my bed, and I just bought a niqab. And I was like, so excited. I kept texting her. I'm like, girl, I can't wait for my niqab to come in because I really want to start wearing it. And then it came in and I just instantly started wearing it. And I was like, wow, this is such a different experience. Like, subhanAllah.
And niqab, I don't know. It's just something about the niqab. It just always eats. I don't know what it is. It's just so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And like, it's just, yeah. But another thing I feel like we should transition to talk about is the stigma of believing niqabis have to behave a certain way. I feel like same thing kind of similar to hijab. I feel like maintain your personality with the niqab on. Don't feel like because you're wearing the niqab, you have to be quote unquote the haram police. You have to be designer third. You have to be really strict. You have to be designer third.
Or preserving yourself and your personality and limiting your character, your personality, your humor, your freedom of speech, etc. Your opinions. No, you just have a piece of fabric over your face. That doesn't mean go through religious psychosis. Come after everybody, change who you are as a person, stop being bright, stop being opinionated, stop being funny, energetic, hyper, etc. No, that's not what the niqab is about at all. And I feel like if you're going through that right now, you need to have a reset because that's absolutely wrong. When you wear niqab, you can still be yourself. You can still go out in public, have fun, be with your friends, be energetic, be hyper, have your humor, speak your mind. Like, no one's telling you to restrict yourself because now at that point you're doing it to yourself and that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. So yeah, I agree with that. Just because you're wearing niqab does not mean you have to change who you are like completely. Don't do a 180. Stay the same person that you are. Just
still embrace
lock
yourself.
In. Yeah, embrace yourself. Exactly.
At the end of the day, yes, we're a Muslim, but after being Muslim, we have a personality, we have a family, we have a heritage, we have all this stuff. We have hobbies. Still do those things. Who's to say all that has to stop when you're putting the hijab on, when you're putting the niqab on? And that's another problem. I feel like once we're putting on something, even if we're not even 100% committed to it, we have to just drop everything. No, that's not Islam. Islam wants us to be happy. Islam wants us to do these activities. Islam wants us to do this, that, and the third. Girl, preserve your personality. Yes, we're evolving, and my kind of goal is to be like a niqabi. I want to evolve as a woman, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw everything away. At the end of the day, I'm still funny. I'm still quirky. I'm still tea. I'm still down the third.
She's just so quirky and so weird. She's a weirdo.
And I feel like I will never change that.
Keep your hobbies too.
I will never change that.
Don't stop having hobbies just because you're wearing a niqab now. Like, you know, there are like
niqab athletes.
Yeah, and then like, if you really want to follow the sunnah, archery, horse riding. Look at those sports. Horse riding especially. You're on a horse and it's like it's running everywhere. It's crazy. Then you can still play sports. You can still sing or whatever it is that you like, poetry, whatever. You can still do
read,
that.
You can do anything, still write, all of that.
You can still go out, have fun, ice skating, anything else. Like, what else?
Another thing, if you feel like there's not enough niqabis or Muslim representation in your area, be that first niqabi to do that. Be the first niqabi to do this. Be the
Lead
first
by
niqabi.
example, bro.
Yeah, be the first niqabi. Be the one to make sure other niqabis feel represented in the community. No shade. That's how I feel like what kind of made me more confident. In my school, man niqabis.
Yeah,
Bare
same.
niqabis.
Oh, I
Bare
love seeing the
niqabis.
niqabis, bro. And that's another thing that inspired me, like seeing how confident and powerful niqabis are in the streets when they're walking, especially as a group together. Like I'll be sitting on the train and I'm by myself, you know, I'm just in my little world. And then I'll see a group of like maybe 3 or 4 niqabis come on the train all together, all happy, excited, talking to each other, laughing and everything. And I'm like, dang, like, mashallah, Allahumma barik. One, it's so beautiful. You guys always look so beautiful in niqab on, mashallah. But also to see that like, you have friends that are practicing the same thing as you and you're all like appreciating each other and you know embracing each other, embracing your personalities and everything. I love that. And that's something that also inspired me because I remember when I first started my hijab journey, I low-key went through a phase where I thought, okay, now that I have the hijab on, there's so much like I can't do anymore. And my sister had to call me out on it because it low-key gave like religious psychosis. Like I was going down that route. And then I realized like, dang, like why am I doing this to myself? Because I see so many hijabis who are modest and they're still on their deen, but they still act
lit.
Yeah, they still lit. And I'm like, dang, if they could do that, I can do that too. And it's the same with the niqab. So get it together. No, I'm just playing.
My last piece of advice for honest is just to love yourself. I feel like once you really love yourself and who you are as a person, you will honestly trust every decision you're making for yourself. And also another thing, I feel like also the research on what the niqab actually is. Like we said before, people think, like, I feel like when I was younger, I used to think niqab was like people who just wore and they were like scholars. They were like women who really studied.
Yeah, and they don't talk to anyone.
Yes, like,
they all about their business. They just walk on the street and go straight home. I used to think that.
Like, girl, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we need to learn really what hijab, not only what hijab is, but what niqab really is. Once we learn what that really is, I feel like we wouldn't let a piece of cloth define who we really are and what our personality really is. No shade.
And we're not saying wild out because again, we are still a representation of our religion, but at the same time, like, girl, be lit.
Who's to say we gotta be boring?
Exactly.
And I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like once I got closer to my deen, I feel like my definition of fun also changed. Like, I feel like, looking now, going out to eat with my girlies and just sitting and talking and yapping, that's so fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, fun probably would have been like going to parties, this and the third, like, you know, like your definition of fun like will gradually change as we evolve into your deen.
I agree, but also activities as well. Like, yeah, going out to eat is cool now, but like us, for example, we have a bucket list of things. We want to go to an F1 race. We want to go to a basketball game, soccer games. We want to go pottery classes. What else? Helicopter rides, vacations. Like, who's to say you can't do all of that just because you're wearing a niqab? Like, bro, be for real. You can still have fun like that. And another thing too. If you find yourself like telling yourself like, oh, I'm not ready to do this and that because I'm not ready to cut off these things, whatever. You're attached to this dunya. I hate to tell you that, but you're gonna have to let those attachments go. Like,
and another thing, because my mom kind of told me, she said, I ain't gonna lie, girl, if you with this niqab to this job interview, you're not getting a job. If you feel like if your niqab is blocking blessings from you, girl, you're laced. No shade.
Oh, no shade. No, you're not wrong because there's a girl in my school. We were having a conversation. I was asking her about her niqab journey and everything. And she even told me her mama said to her, like, stop wearing the niqab. You'll never find a job like that. And look at her, alhamdulillah, she's working with children. Hello. She has a whole job.
Money.
So.
And like I said before, I feel like if you feel like the niqab is blocking things for you, maybe it's a sign Allah telling you that thing was never meant for you in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Or you're just not ready.
Allah's brought you wherever you're at 24/7. He's protecting you. So no shade. The decision that you make and the decision that happens to you, everything that happens to you is written for you a long time ago.
Exactly.
So don't think, oh my God, it's because of my niqab.
Yeah.
No, sweetie.
Exactly.
Let's be real.
And don't force yourself to get into something because you see other people doing it. Like, take your time. When it calls you, then exactly.
What is your advice to girls who are living in countries in the West that ban niqab?
That ban it?
Yeah, like France.
Well, if it's banned, like...
But, like, banned in public places. They could wear it anywhere, just not, like, public, like, national banks and stuff like that. Like, government buildings and stuff like that.
I'd say still wear it as long as it's not going against...
The
law. Because...
I feel like...
If, let's say they're seen wearing it in a public space that's, like, banned, will they get in trouble? Like, what?
Girl, I don't know. I don't know, like, Anoki and my cousin...
Because that's what I'm thinking about.
She was telling me that like she was in a niqab, that as soon as she wanted to go to school, she had to take that off. They was not playing, but I was school. But when she was outside, like in a doctor or whatever, like it was no problem. But I know there was a doctor there that was wearing the niqab. They fired her because she wanted to go off the niqab. And I feel like stuff like that, I am aware that is crucial. And like, girl, like that's your income right there. But it's your choice whether you want to take it off and continue it, but take it on. If you want to keep your niqab on, by all means, Allah will reward you and replace you with something way much better in your life. I promise you that. You may lose these things in the dunya, but you'll get so much bigger things in the akhirah. I promise you.
I feel like in that circumstance, I have no idea what I would even do, because right now, like, alhamdulillah, no, I'm not at gunpoint where I have to take it off, or like there's no law here that's saying that I can't wear my niqab. No, I'm going to keep wearing it. But I'd say if I'm in a country that's like, oh, it's banned, like if you go outside with the niqab on, you're going to go to jail, you're going to get arrested, da, da, da. No shit, I would be a little scared. Like, okay, I don't want to go to jail just for wearing a niqab. But I wouldn't want to take it off either, because this is part of my journey, you know? It's hard. Honestly, may Allah make it easier for people who are living in those countries, bro. Shade. That's literally insane.
For me personally, I feel like I really, really know what I would do in that situation. But for those whoever are in predicaments like that, may Allah make it easy.
Yeah.
May Allah guide you to making the right decision.
I mean, no, that's... Oh my God, that's so sad.
Like, yeah, I was ready.
Isn't it like that in France too? Like they banned.
I believe in Sweden too.
They banned niqab.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And then there are countries that force you to wear niqab. Like you have to wear niqab.
Irony, bro.
And it's like, bro, what is this? Like, no.
But yeah, that was the end of this episode. Like I said,
that's sad.
If you're thinking about wearing the niqab, buy the niqab and wear it.
Why are we whispering?
Everything just fall in place.
Why are we whispering?
Yeah. Love you guys.
I love you guys. And make sure you guys stay updated with our announcements on our page, because we have a lot of things coming up, inshallah.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, follow us on TikTok,
YouTube,
Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We reached flow state. No, but guys, also... Yeah, before we close this episode off, if you're a niqabi or if you're practicing your niqab, shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
Wait, why you gotta cook that one up? Wait. Shout out to you. And if you're considering wearing a niqab, I'd say go for it, girl. Go for it. I feel like you'd love it.
There's a reason why Allah's making me think about it. Just know that.
Mm-hmm.
No shade.
Mm-hmm. No tea, no. Shade. Like. But yeah, guys. Hope your Ramadan is going well. Assalamu alaikum, our beautiful barakah babes, our baddies. See y'all later.
Assalamu alaikum, guys.